Okay, the next words you need to know are cross-section versus time series data. What's that about? So time series is easy. Time series just means data collected on the same element for the same variable at different points in time. Well, that doesn't sound so easy, but it's really simple. In other words, here you have number of movie screens. I guess that means how many times they showed the movie. You know, maybe these are like blockbuster movies, big movies, right? So the movie was shown in 2003. What is this? This is just the total number of movies shown in the United States. Okay, so that means like how many times all the movies were shown in the U.S. So 35,361 times in 2003, 36,012, 37, 37, 38, 38, right? 1,000. So in other words, the point here is that this data is over time, right? This is 2003, then 2004, then 2001. So this is really, it's this, we're talking about the same variable over time. One variable, actually, in this case, over time. Okay, so when you're measuring something over time, that's called time series. But not all data is measured over time. For example, here, we saw this already. Charitable givings of 6 retailers. We saw this data already. Home Depot, how much did they give? This amount. How much did they give? This amount in millions of dollars. How much did they give? This amount. Right? So we saw this before. And this is for 2007. So this is not over time. This is just at one point in time. I mean, you could say 1 year, but whatever. Anyway, it's this basically one point in time. Okay? So, so that's different, right? So time series is when you don't look at different, for example, different companies at the same point in time. You look at the same thing at different points in time. So that's what we did here. We looked at number of movie screens at different points in time. Here, we're looking at different companies at the same point in time. So if we're looking at data over time, that's called time series data. If we're not, that's called cross-section data. Okay? That's the basic idea. Let's read what they say here. Cross-section data contains information on different elements of a population or sample for the same period of time. What does that mean, different elements? Remember? What do they mean by different elements? I mean that the company will be different for each observation. This observation, and this observation, and this observation. So the company is different. Okay, so that's what they said. Contain information on different elements, different companies of a population or sample. Could be population data or sample data. That's not important. For the same period of time. So that's important. It's over the same period of time. It's not over different times. The information on the incomes of 100 families for 2009 is an example of cross-section data, right? Because it's the incomes at just one point. Like, it sounds like 1 point is 1 year. That sounds a little bit strange, but basically that's okay. Okay? All examples of data already presented in this chapter have been cross-sections. Actually, we haven't seen anything but cross-section up until now. Okay? So data collected on different elements, this element, then this element, then this element, at the same point in time for this, or the same period of time. So that's 2007 as a period, are called cross-section data. On the other hand, Time series data contain information on not different elements, but on the same element. Same element, number of movie screens is the same element, over for different periods of time. Information on U.S. exports for the years 1983 to 2009. So U.S. exports is the same element 1983, same element 1984, same element 1985, but the value will be different, of course. In 1983, the exports will be different than in 1984, and those will be different than 1985, and so on. Over time, data collected on the same element for the same variable. So the element here is actually, I'm not sure what would we say the element is, but the same variable. The variable is total indoor movie screens at different points in time or different periods of time are called time series data. Okay? Okay, that's all.